That's one thing I've noticed. Every time I play Jump King, I just start getting in too deep of conversations about my life and where I stand in life. And literally all of it can just be fixed by someone or a lot of people finding my content and just entertaining. Because at this point in my streaming and YouTube career, there are so many people. I don't like looking at like comparing myself to other people. I like looking at other people's content and like seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, comparing and shit like that. That's fine. But I don't like envy. I don't like being jealous, you know what I mean? But I'll be honest, there's so many content creators that are like way less entertaining than me that have like way more subs. It's ridiculous. And I don't know what to do about it because all I can do is just focus on my own content and keep grinding. I don't know, it feels cringe to say that because like I don't know why it does, but it feels like wrong. It feels like I'm like upset that I'm not getting views or I'm like angry, which I'm like I try not to be. I feel like it's a waste of time and energy to get upset over stuff like that when I could just be making more content and keep trying and trying to expand my library of content, expand my reach and stuff. And again, I don't like looking at other people's content and comparing and shit like that, but at a certain point, I'm just like, I'm doing it better than some people who have like millions of subscribers. Or not millions, but like a lot. People who have like uppers in the hundreds of thousands of subscribers have less entertaining content than I do, in my opinion. Maybe I just have bad taste. I don't know. Maybe collab with other streamers. It's hard to find streamers that have a good vibe, and I think I don't know. I'm not. Again, I don't think I'm a very social person. So, like, if a streamer doesn't match my vibe, I don't click well with random streamers. Also, like, I don't know what we would do per se, or how it would if I'm gonna collab with someone, there's got to be some kind of content idea in the works. And if it's someone I've never talked to before, it's just not gonna be good content right off the rip, right? Like, we have to actually know each other. Sprinkle in some React stuff. Yeah, but I don't know. When I watch YouTube videos, I'm dead silent. And most of the time, it's other streamers, right? Like you're probably right. Like I don't just go and watch like random YouTube crap. You know what I mean? Like my subscription box is very geared towards streamers and YouTubers that I've enjoyed for a long time. This is I'm scatterbrained right now, but this is in reference to collabing. Unless I'm like friends with unless it's like someone like Ghost or Jack of All Games, or I mean those are my only two like bigger streamer friends that have viewers, or someone like Dan, like Fod's Minecraft, right? Like I knew Dan from back in the day. He took me under his wing for the Minecraft SMP. Like he invited me and I joined in and made some really good content there from the Minecraft server. I feel like it's always the bigger guy that takes the little guy under the wing. Like I'm not gonna go to some like 5K follower Andy who has like 50 viewers and be like immediately just like be like, want to collab? And they'll be like, yeah, because that's not how it works. You have to become friends with people first. You have to like interact with them and actually have a good idea for content to make content with them. Especially in the type of content I do. Like, I'm not a Fortnite streamer. I'm not a fucking Warzone streamer. I'm not just gonna hit up some guy and be like, yo, want to queue sometime? Like, I'm cracked and you're cracked. Let's do this. That's not how it works. Like, most of the times when I make friends with a streamer, it's like I raid them, they have a cool vibe, they're doing their own thing. We join each other's Discords, we eventually start fucking gaming. Like, me and Jack. It was literally me and Jack. I raided Jack, or vice versa. Jack raided me randomly, and then started playing Raft with us, and he was like the coolest fucking guy, and we just like gelled really well, had a nice conversation, and then from then on, it's just like we always just like are in each other's chats hanging out. Like, and if I ever needed like someone with his skill set, right, or just like another streamer to do stuff, to if I have an idea for content, I'd hit him up like that. Or same with Ghost. I'd hit him up like that, like easily. You have to have an idea to collab. It can't just be like collab with other streamers. Like, that's why Among Us was really powerful, because it like gave people an easy thing to collab over. But Among Us is so fucking cringe. I can't be asked. Having a good time. If I'm not enjoying the games I'm playing, or like there's nothing to play, or like I'm not just gonna sit there and watch a YouTube video, like XQC for like all day. Like, plus he has an editor. They all have editors. The big streamers that do like react stuff and stream for 16 hours. I don't have an editor. If I'm not streaming and I'm not working, 90% of the time I'm editing. Otherwise I'm just being lazy, and I feel lazy, and I feel like shit, and I hate myself. If I'm not streaming, there's a 90% chance I'm editing. Like a lot of times I'm like, I'll be in a like, or just like lingering on Discord, and someone will be like, yo, want to play something? And I'll be like, nah, I'm editing. And they'll be like, ah, damn. Which I feel bad, because I would love to play more games with viewers and stuff in the Discords, but if I could, I would 5-stack comp Valorant with my Discord all day and just have an editor making YouTube videos for me. But I can't, because I don't make the money to pay for an editor, and I don't make money as it is to be on my computer all day, every day. Like, I appreciate every last person in my Discord, YouTube subscribers, and my Twitch chat. You guys are fucking awesome for supporting me, and I'm glad you're enjoying what I'm making, because I feel like I've been working hard for a while, and my content keeps getting better and better and better with year after year or whatever, day after day, week after week. I feel like we have one of these streams, chat. I feel like we have one of these streams like every 3 months. Every 3 months I have a stream where I'm just like in my bag and just talking about, you know, the stresses I have in life, like work and school. Well, school's over now, so I don't have to deal with that. The other thing about hosting tournaments, now while we are talking about the topic of tournaments, is that I'm a competitor, so I like to play in the tournaments. So I can't like play and host, because then there's no, I don't know. When I'm hosting a tournament, I don't have fun. Even though like maybe I'm making content and I'll have content to edit later, I'd rather fucking play in the tournament and be. I'm a competitor. I'm competitive. Like, that's why I don't like, if I were ever to be a commentator, I feel like it could never be in a thing I want to compete in, or I could compete in, because I would literally just want to be playing the entire time, and it would be miserable for me. Like either, like, obviously as a commentator, you want to have like knowledge of what you're commentating over. I would love to commentate something that I'm like, I know a lot about, but I'm just like not good enough to compete against like people that are in the tournament. The example that comes to mind is like Rocket League, but like obviously I'm not gonna commentate Rocket League. That's be stupid. Like, imagine if like there was like a Mario Party Pro scene, like Mario Party 4 Pro scene, but I was just like not good enough to compete against the absolute sweats that were like in the pro scene. I would love to fucking just commentate over that. Like, that'd be so hype. But if it's like a Mario Party tournament and it's just a bunch of average Joes and I'm on the commentary team, I'd be a bit fucking, I'd just be miserable, because I'd be like, I should be out there. I should be fucking competing. I should be winning that. Like, I could commentate Valorant if I'm watching like fucking the pros. Like, I could do what Shroud does easily. Shroud just reacts to the streams. But obviously I can't compete against those guys, so it's fine. I'm not gonna get upset that I'm not playing, because I'd be like, if I would have missed that shot, you know. You wanna commentate over stuff that's better than your skill level. That's one thing I really don't want to ever do, is rely on other people, or like, I even hate the fact that I'm in debt from like a college institution, which sounds silly because everyone is that went to college, unless the fucking mommy and daddy paid for it. I don't like owing people stuff. I don't even like spending money that much, but my fucking dumbass likes people too much to not be generous. How's it hanging? We're having our quarterly what's the fucking double biannual depression stream, where we just talk about how life's not fair, and we're in our bag today. Sometimes you gotta say what other people are too scared to say, and I'm gonna say it. Fuck you, COVID. Oh, I turned 24 in an hour and a half and can't do shit because I have COVID. It's alright. My 21st was spent drinking in this room playing Mario Party with my friends, so. Which was actually pretty fucking hype, I can't lie. But I'm not really a party person anyways. PB chat! Oh, fuck me. Shit. Fuck. No, we were out. We were out, chat. I didn't realize the fucking trap that I had beset ahead of me. I show up to work today, right? But I wake up at, like, I'm supposed to be there. He said be there at, like, 7:30. I was like, you know what? I'll be there earlier. That's what I said to him before I left yesterday. Or Friday. I guess it's yesterday. And so I set my alarm like a responsible young man for 6:15 to be there at 7:30. Like I to wake up early, you know, be on time, get breakfast and all that beforehand. I sleep through all 3 of my alarms and wake up at 7:20 only because like my mom or my dad like opened my door because my dog was sleeping on my bed, and her like jumping out of the bed woke me up at 7:20. I checked the clock and fucking freaked out and just immediately got out of bed and ran to my fucking out to my car, got dressed, ran to my car, brushed my teeth and all that. Fucking got breakfast in record time, literally in and out of the deli like that, like fucking record timing. And I drive like 100 miles an hour allegedly to my job. Record timing. Got there, it was 7:23 when I woke up. I was at work at 7:45. And my work is like 15 minutes away. It was record timing. In and out of the deli, fucking flying down the highway, allegedly. I get to work, I walk up, I'm looking all grumpy. I go, yeah, my car wouldn't start this morning. Because yesterday, the day before, my boss was like, yeah, come 7:30, I'll get you out early. Because the guy I had, like I said, the guy on Friday I was supposed to caddy for, just didn't show up. So he was like, to make up for it, he said he'd get you out like right away on Saturday morning. So I was like, all right, bet. So I pull up, I'm like, yeah, my car wasn't starting. Fucking bullshit, right? And he's like, all right, whatever. He's like, you're going with these guys in like 10 minutes, but I'm gonna have you train somebody. I had avoided training anybody in the past. So yeah, he says, I'm training somebody. And I'm like, great. Training kind of sucks, chat, because not only do you have to have some guy who doesn't know what they're doing follow you around all day, and you have to teach them and they have to learn from you, which I'm not a good teacher. Like I'm just trying to be there and not fuck up, you know. Now I have this fucking high schooler following me around, asking questions, and I'm fucking giving him tips and advice on how to be a good caddy, which I don't need that. The other bad part is they take some of your pay. So when a guy tips you, you're supposed to give like an extra. They're either supposed to give extra money to the trainee, which is like $40 when I made $160, or if they don't give extra to the caddy or to the trainee, I'm supposed to cough up my own money that I just made and give the caddy $40. So instead of making $160, I'd only make $120. So I'm already like, all right, this kind of sucks. But I'm like, whatever. I'll just make him do some of the work, and I'll have an easy day. The guys we had, I had 2 members of the club who know what they're doing, basically, and are decent golfers, and 2 guests who are basically hit or miss. You never know if a guest is going to be dog shit at golf or really good at golf. So it's already nerve-wracking, because I'm like, all right, I don't know how these guys are going to golf, if they're going to be good or not. So I got to like be on my toes, you know. And then I have this fucking kid following me around, so it's like double nerve-wracking, you know. It's just stressful. So whatever. We're like talking. Kid's all right. He seems like kind of know what he's doing a little bit. We're standing on the first tee. They tee off. Great. We go, run out to the balls, measuring, like, shooting distances to the flag and stuff, you know. The guys pull up. The guy's looking at his cart GPS. Shit says 400 yards. We were like 150 out. And he's like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, man, it's crazy. Like, GPS must be messed up. And he's like, here, we'll just walk for now, run this cart back, and get a new one. So I'm like, all right. So I fucking wait to the trainee. I'm like, fucking caddy for them. I take the cart back. I switch all their bags on all their stuff that was like in the front of the cart out. And I drive back to my boss. He's like, what the fuck happened? I'm like, the cart GPS didn't work and they want a new one. So he's like, all right. We switch it out. I bring it back. At this point, they're finishing up hole 1. They're putting. Sexy cart boy. I'm actually not the cart boy. I'm a caddy. But they're finished putting, right? They're done putting. They're off the green. They're going to the second tee box. The guy's like, where's my putter? Or like, no, they were just getting on the green to putt. The guy's like, where's my putter? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I never grabbed it. And he was like, oh, you know what? I left it on the putting green, which is all the way back where I just came from, where I just drove back to from the middle of hole 1 back to the clubhouse. Now I gotta go from hole 1's green. I take their cart, I whip it back around, I go all the way back. My boss is like, what the fuck, again? You're back? And I'm like, yeah, now the other guys forgot their putter on the green. And I'm not allowed to go up there. So my boss runs up there, and my boss isn't, like, the most fit man, so he's, like, scurrying up. It's pretty funny, actually, my boss running. He scurries up there, grabs the putter, hands it to me. I drive all the way back out. The guys are, both members were already, like, tilted. Because one half of them, their cart wasn't working. So they had to get their cart switched out, which was annoying. And just like a mental, like, golf is a very mental game. You get thrown off your game, it's kind of frustrating. Then I have the other guy whose guest forgot his putter on the putting green that I go back for. He's pissed. And they're playing match play, which means they're going head to head playing against each other for money. So now I've got this trainee who doesn't know what he's doing, caddying for them for this first hole. Me, all scatterbrained because I just had to run back twice to go get shit for them. And 4 just like grumpy golfers. And this is after the first hole. And I'm like, all right, gotta gather ourselves here. Gotta pick it up, you know? Oh, fuck me. So I'm like, all right, let's just act like nothing happened and let's move on with the round. The kid I was training was like, he was pretty good, but he was a little lost on like a couple things. Mostly like positioning, which sounds weird when you're talking caddying, but there actually is like actual like awareness of where you are on the course and like where you should be, when you should be moving, when you should be like standing still, stuff like that. When people are hitting and stuff like that. Just general awareness, which he doesn't have because he's not a caddy. He doesn't know. So I'm like trying to caddy well and fucking like direct this kid. It's a little stressful, but we get through like the front 9 pretty well. It was like the longest 9 holes of my life, the front 9, for like no reason. We get to the back 9, I'm like, fucking hey, we still got 2 more hours of this shit. Not to mention, it was my first like time working back in 2 weeks since I went to Texas and stuff. I'm your cart boy. Aw. I've golfed since I was 6. Most people are pretentious and annoying. Yeah. Especially members at private courses. But it's fine. They pay me well. So yeah, we're going through the motions. It's pretty easy. No real hiccups. No problems. But the guys are still angry because they're not playing well, right? Like they're not like mad at us, which is the good part. They're not mad at the caddies, but they're just mad at how they're playing, so they're grumpy. So at that point, I'm like, if some guys are grumpy, I just stay away from them, right? Like I just stay out of the way, do the minimum, or do like the most I can by being out of the way. Like I don't like fucking ask them a million questions. But the trainee doesn't fucking read the situation, and he's just like asking a million things like on the green. He's like, do you want the pin in or out? Do you want me to mark that? Do you want me to do this? I'm just like, dude, shut up. But I can't say that because like I'm in front of them. So I'm trying to like tell him after each hole, like, dude, relax. Like they'll ask you if they want something, sort of thing. And he's like, okay. Every hole, he's like, okay. Yeah, I got it. So the last 2 holes, I'm like, all right, ready? I'm gonna see how you do with all 4 putters, you doing all the work, right? Like you imagine you're out here alone, like I'm not here. And I give him all 4 putters, because we were doing like 2 and 2 up in that point. And I'm like, all right, now it's your turn to manage all 4. And he was a little lost the first hole, I'm not gonna lie. We got unlucky because one of the guys just like drilled one that faded into the next fairway over, and it went into the sun right above our heads, so we didn't fucking see it come down. And luckily they found it themselves, so we didn't have a problem with that. But I was like, dude, just fucking go. Keep it up. Just do whatever you're doing. And I'm just like chilling at that point. I'm like, day's over for me, all right? It's this kid's job at this point. But they found their ball, so it wasn't that bad. Then we go to hole 18, and I'm like, all right, second chance. Like, do good on this one. He's doing all right. We're going up to, there's like these like power lines that go through our course, right? So there's 18 has like a power line in the right rough, and the hole curves to the right. So if you hit it in the right rough, you have to go through the power line, like it's like one of those big like metal tower poles that like have like cross and shit like that, and have like the wires, 3 wires, you know what I'm talking about. The guy's like right in front of one of those, and he goes to hit, and I'm like, keep an eye on this because it could hit the tower. As that guy's hitting, the guy behind us in the fairway who's not supposed to be hitting hits. So we like turn around to like see where it goes, and then the other guy hits. That guy like hit it straight, thank God. But the guy in front of us fucking clocks the tower, and it makes the loudest like gonging noise. So we all duck, like in case it like ricocheted and was coming at us. It didn't, but they hit at the same time, so we got a little thrown off. And the guy was like, "Where'd it go?" And I'm like the kid's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I look at him, I'm like, I don't know, I ducked. So then I go to look for it. He's like, whatever, forget about it, which is not good, because basically we lost the ball, which is like rule number 1, don't lose a ball. So I'm at this point, I'm like sweating. I'm like, this is like the worst thing that can happen. Losing a ball is like the worst thing you can do as a caddy. But technically, I wasn't really in charge. The kid was. Obviously, I'm there supposed to be sprouting, like shadowing him, making sure he's doing the right thing, making sure that doesn't happen. But it did happen, so I was just kind of like, fuck. And when they were putting on the green, they were all fucking annoyed. They were all just so fucking annoyed. They were like, fuck this. Get me off the golf course, basically. So I'm like, I take off my hat. You know, like they put out, whatever. They're all angry. I take off my hat. I shake all their hands. I'm like, pleasure, you know. They're like, yeah, whatever. We run in. They're all like, they go to my boss, like, yeah, here's your, like, you know, they pay my boss for setting up, like, organizing stuff, you know. He gets like tips all the time. The guy comes up to me, slaps money in my hand. I pocket it. He walks up. The other two come around. The kid is like in charge of the other 2 bags. For one, he dropped the bag off the cart and it fucking just thudded on the ground with all the clubs in it. And I was like, oh my god, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And he's embarrassed. He picks it up and takes it, like, pops it on the rail. I'm like, dude, you gotta, like, be careful. And he's like, yeah, I know. And I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know if the golfers gave him money. He didn't say anything to my boss, which is like what I would do if I got stiffed. I'd be like, yo, they didn't pay me. And my boss would be like, all right, I'll take care of it. And he'll go like basically be a fucking debt collector and go collect money for me from my golfers. But the kid didn't say anything. And I go to my boss. I'm like, look, I don't know if they paid him, because they paid me like the normal amount. Like, how much should I give him? Because I don't know if they paid him. And he's like, my boss looks at me and he goes, yeah, just don't give him anything. It's a part of training. I'm like, hello? If I was this kid, I'd be pissed if I didn't get paid anything. But the kid didn't fucking say anything, and he just left. He was like, all right, I'll see you later, boss man. And he just left, and I was like, all right. I was like fucking laughing under my. I was like, oh, okay, boss, without saying his name. I was like, okay. it was just funny. He was like, no, I don't give him anything. So I don't know if the kid fucking just got paid nothing, or if they slipped him something when I wasn't looking. But I walked out of there with my full pay. Sorry, boss. Yeah, my based boss. He actually is the fucking homie. My boss is actually not the homie. He's not the homie, but he's very fair. So he's like the homie in that sense. He's the homie in the sense that he takes care of his employees, you know. He's not like fucking you're gonna be boys with him. He's like buddy, like, God, oh, let's go grab a beer, you know. He's not like that kind of boss. He's the type of boss that just takes care of his employees and you appreciate him, but you're not like friends with him, you know.